All right, so I am a entrepreneur last 22 plus years in the home care, home health space. This is where I've done a lot of my ventures, and I wrote a best-selling book, EntreThrive, recently, and it's a combination of positive psychology meets entrepreneurship. That's also my background. And so I wrote that book, and now do quite a bit of executive coaching for other entrepreneurs while still having some investments and some other ventures that I'm involved in. But a lot of what I do right now, as far as my day, teaching other entrepreneurs and living their best lives, personally and professionally. So, yeah. Looking to reach my audience, entrepreneur who were perhaps struggling, whether it was financially, well-being, both, struggling with burnout or stress. Often even with financial success, they can struggle with their own personal thriving. And so that, I wanted to reach that audience and tell the story and share very powerful principles that I've learned over the years as an entrepreneur that's experienced a lot of financial success, but I, struggled personally, and I had a turning point in 2016. And so, wanted to tell that story to others and also share very valuable science-based, evidence-based concepts to help them thrive. So my biggest concerns is probably more me being able to tell the story and have that energy, and I think also it's being on podcasts, it was more of a putting a square peg in a round, meaning not a good fit. I was concerned that there might be some of this going on, where it wasn't aligning with my own goals and so forth. So as far as my initial concerns, I was worried about who I'd be getting in front of and if it was going to be the right audience and so forth as well. But also my ability to message things was a concern, which Tom and the team there helped me a great deal in preparing me for that. So biggest surprise on the positive side, I was surprised by how much, I mentioned the word energy before, but how much I enjoyed doing them. Like, I didn't know if I would even enjoy it, if it would just be too hard, or too much time to prepare. And it wasn't any of that. I just found a lot of great satisfaction being on those podcasts, and a lot of energy coming from them. I don't know, it's hard to describe. So on that was a surprise for me, and maybe it won't be for others, but it was certainly for me. And it's not even a negative thing. As far as another surprise was some of the questions that some of these hosts asked, that really, force you to dig deep and to pause. And I was surprised by how good of interviewers these people were, frankly. I just really was impressed with that as well. So a tremendous, wonderful experience. Right from the get-go, I was impressed by how organized and how good, like, Tom, especially right out of the gate, but all the team, Michelle and others, in setting expectations and prepping me, like really saying, okay, this is what you should expect. This is how it's going to flow out. And they were really good about setting that. And then the automation of the prep, like sending us all the information about the podcast. Like, prep was super easy. Like, I didn't have to worry too much about it. I knew that all the information I needed would be contained in the notes that they were sending me, in the dashboard that we were sharing. And so I had a tremendous experience, and was blown away by how quickly the interviews were being scheduled. Like, we just right out of the gate started flowing in fairly quickly, and how some of these podcasts were not just top 20, but they were top 5%, and they were really some powerful ones, especially as we moved on and I got better at it. I think that even picked up. And so I just really, really appreciated the value that was brought early on into the relationship. So yeah, a lot of the results, one and first and foremost, was our ability to share it with our own network, email campaigns, with LinkedIn and my following. I have a pretty decent following there. And the credibility that it brought, to us, and the engagement. So that's somewhat, I wouldn't say intangible. Those are pretty tangible engagement opportunities for us to talk about the content that we were sharing on the podcasts, and to be able to share that, and then to have the podcasters, the hosts, share with their audience, brought more eyeballs onto our program and what we were trying to do, onto the book. I will say that during the course of when we were really pushing with Interview Ballet, and we were really getting all those scheduled, that book sales went up. I would say at least 25-30%. And because that is a great venue. If you're an author, right, to be a guest on a podcast, you're getting in front of an audience you normally probably wouldn't be able to get in front of. And so that was tremendous. But our ability to repurpose and to share it amongst our own following as credibility, as validation. Also the content that they could absorb, just really, anyway, I don't know if that's what you're looking for, but that's, kind of the things that come off the top of my head. Some pretty good results. I would say that if your goal is to get in front of your target audience at a fairly low cost, I would say, compared to some other traditional national advertising that you would have to pay quite a bit of money to do, is the investment in Interview Ballet is a no-brainer to me. Is that you get high value, you get in front of your target, you get a great team, you get all of these things for quite a bit less than like a national advertising campaign to get in front of that same audience. And it's a rifle, to me, it's the rifle approach, is because Interview Ballet, because there's so many podcasts out there, they can really get you in front of the right podcast based upon what your goals are. And that's what I was impressed about, is that it's an amazing tool, and resource to be able to get in front of the right audience and niche it pretty well. Pretty good niche ability, I guess, for lack of a better term, but it's pretty phenomenal. Yeah. So again, whether you're an author, whether you're a coach, whether you're building a SaaS platform, you want to get in front of a certain type of user, and that if you feel like you have great content, or you have the ability to express those things, and you want to get it out, man, podcasting is a great tool. And Interview Ballet, I wouldn't even think about going anywhere else. So